Here's my pretty flower, and here are the roots, and water lost through transpiration has to be constantly replaced by water from the soil. The greatest uptake is in the roots because it has a large surface area. And this is just an overview of how water gets from the root hair cells to the xylem. So it starts from the root hair cells, then moves on through the cortex, and then through the endodermis, and finally moves on to the xylem. So this is a more close-up view of the root hair cell, and here's another cell. And surrounding the cell is soil water, and the soil water has a very weak solution of mineral salts, and so has a high water potential. And the vacuole of the root hair cell contains a strong solution of dissolved substances, and so has a lower water potential. Water and minerals pass into the root hair cell down a water potential gradient. Water comes in through osmosis, and most ions can move through facilitated diffusion or active transport. The plant has 3 ways in which it moves water from the root hair cells across the cells of the cortex. Number 1, the apoplast pathway. This is through the cell wall, and mineral ions carried in solution by water may also move through the apoplast pathway. Number 2, the symplast pathway. This is through the cytoplasm and the plasmodesmata. Number 3, the vacuolar pathway. This is from vacuole to vacuole. As the water and minerals go through the cortex and near the xylem, the apoplast pathway is blocked by a layer of cells called the endodermis. The endodermis has walls thickened by sebarum. Sebarum is a waxy material that is impermeable to water. It forms a band all around the cells called the Casparian strip. The active transport of mineral ions into the xylem by the endodermal cells lowers the water potential in the xylem. Water now moves into the xylem by osmosis along a water potential gradient. The water potential gradient produced causes a force called root pressure. As water molecules leave xylem cells in the leaf, they pull up other water molecules. This pulling effect is known as transpiration pull, and is possible because of the large cohesive forces between water molecules and the adhesive forces which exist between the water molecules and hydrophilic lining of the vessels. The theory of the mechanism by which water moves up the xylem is known as the cohesion tension theory. Capillary is another force that may contribute to the rise in water of the xylem. Water rises up narrow tubes by capillary action, but this force is probably more relevant in small plants and large trees.